Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people and my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, where today we are covering WCW Saturday Night on TBS from November the 14th, 1992. But it is part one of November the 14th, 1992, because, again, it's a 2.5-hour episode, so we're breaking it up. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up button to like the video. And lastly, type a comment or two what you liked or didn't like about the episode. It does help the channel grow, and it makes Hard Body Harper very, very, very happy. Before I throw it to Doc and ask how he is doing, big time shout out to Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, good old Justin. Thank you for your generous support on Patreon and being the largest supporters of this show. Doc, let me welcome you in as we wait for the superstar to join us. He did say he would be here. How are you?
Yeet, yeet. Let me yeet a yeet for all my Docaholics out there. No cap, mid.
All right. We're wearing this out. We got to stop talking like we're juveniles.
Oh, we just have to keep acting like it? Okay.
Yeah, it's one thing to act like it. There's nothing to to try to speak like.
So we're the old guy at we're the old guy at the club right now. Okay.
Although I did remember another one in the last week or so, since this has been the topic of the show. One that I always hear my daughter say, and it's I'm cooked, bro, I'm cooked.
My daughter tells me to slay queen, and I'm like, I'm not going to slay, and I'm not a queen.
Yeah, mine didn't really say slayed too much, but cooked. You know what cooked means, right?
Like burned out, just done, tired.
Nope, not that. Nope. Like I'm in trouble, I'm busted, and it could be something, the most minor thing, the most minor thing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You're cooked?
Okay.
So, yeet, mid, bro, no cap busting for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you and I are for real tired. We should
cooked,
let the people
bro.
know we're cooked. We're not cooked. We're well, whatever. I'll get off this. So we're in that time of year where all the sports come together and start doing playoff stuff. So you and I are staying up. Harper's on. Staying up to stupid hours watching sports we don't normally watch, like hockey. And I've got a Mavericks game tonight after we record. Jesus.
I don't know how you're gonna make it, dude. That's a late tip off.
I know, I don't either. We're probably just I don't know. And we need to get Harper on here because we need his weekly AEW review.
Nah, I don't know if he's gonna be giving us that tonight.
We also need to hear about some Wildcat stuff. Hey, there he is. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
What's up,
all right,
man?
So we need to cut the crap and get right to it. What's your review of this week's AEW TV show?
I didn't watch it.
All right. Well, that was Harper's AEW review. Next, so did you? I heard a story that you guys had a big Wildcat show this past weekend. How was Mick Foley?
He's a lot bigger than you think he would be.
Are you fat shaming him?
No, that's nice.
You mean taller? than you thought he was? Yeah.
Yeah, just like he's a big man.
Yeah, he's not. I know exactly what you mean. I've been around him, and like you're like, wow,
Oh.
you're not small. Like
Yeah.
not fat. I don't know what he's looking like these days, but I know what you're talking about. He is not a small man in terms of just stature.
Yeah. It was good, man. We had legit standing room only. I was watching these assholes. They came in late, like by the second match, just walking back and forth. Couldn't find somewhere to sit. And I was like, yeah, that's what you get, bitch.
So y'all are running packed houses. Maybe y'all could get with Tony and teach him how to rent out the right-sized arena for your show.
Yeah. He could run shows at fucking Crescent City Christian School.
Well, y'all are beating them on capacity filled, I'm sure. So was Mick the nice guy that we all think him to be?
Yeah. He was a cool guy. He was there for, I don't know, 3-4 hours doing the autographs. And then, like, he was leaving, right? And then, I guess it was during the intermission. And I was standing outside, and then one of the guys I know that comes to all the shows, you know, because everyone had to fucking have a nice date book in their hand for him to autograph. He's like, oh, there goes Mick's leaving out. You think I can give him the autograph my book? I was like, I don't know. You could ask him. He's like, Mr. Foley, can you autograph my book for me real quick? He's like, look, I was in there for 3 hours signing autographs. You should have asked me then. And he's got in the car and left. It's like, that's great.
Now, was D-Man there?
Yeah, D-Man, of course he is.
Whoa. This is news to me.
Yeah, fucking Mark. Yeah, he showed up.
D-Man was there?
D-Man was there, bro.
Oh, him and the champ back and good?
I guess. I don't know, bro. I got my own problems.
I feel you on that one, bro.
Okay.
I feel him on that one.
They've worked through their problems?
Yeah. They went on Dr. Phil and worked it out.
Okay.
Montel Williams' show.
Yeah.
Now, who else was there? Who else was there besides Mick?
Your standard Wildcat crew.
Okay. What did you do?
Man. I managed Ryan Davidson. It did commentary and a fucking headphone, bruh. The guy Andrew, right? Him and Waffle usually do all this shit, right? They've been doing it forever, right? So
Andrew Mayo, our friend.
Yeah. And so what happened was they've been getting these gigs of filming weddings, right? So they're making good money doing that. So Matt's like, look, you know, I don't want to take money away from you. You know, go do that, right? So we had like their sidekick. I don't want to shit on this kid because he's a good kid, but I mean, I think he was gonna in over his head, and I'm like, bro, dude, I can't hear anything with these headphones. So something got screwed up. He got something messed up. So the whole time I gotta like lean over to Sammy Kiss at one ear, like, what in the fuck are you saying? What are you saying?
What a mud show operation!
The crowd was so loud, bruh. I couldn't hear what in the fuck he was saying right next to me.
That sounds like y'all got BTT to produce that shit.
Yeah, I was like, man, because David Powers would say something, and I don't know how to respond. I'm just headlock takeover. What? What? I mean, I was like, man, this sucks, bro.
You should have gone into Deep State Harper on him.
Yeah, so I think we might have to fucking redo commentary for that shit because I couldn't hear anything, like nothing. I had to like almost like be on top of Sammy just to hear him, and he was sitting right next to me.
So y'all filled him to the rafters.
Yes.
You had Mick Foley in the house, and everybody
Luke
went home.
came back. Luke's back.
The champ is back.
Yeah. Who's that jumping out the sky? It's Luke Hawks. Oh my.
So it sounds like Wildcat is back. But did y'all ever really leave?
That's right, baby.
Mike, why didn't you go?
I mean,
and then we got Kevin Nash for the next show.
That's a big one. Get your tickets now. Where can they get tickets?
on Wildcat.com.
There you go. Wildcat with a K.
Yeah, go to Sound Warehouse. You could buy them there at the Ticketmaster, like back in the day.
At least,
To go see Pearl Jam or fucking Metallica at the Superdome.
At least he didn't get mad. Back in the day, we'd be like, Harper, how can they find out about the show? Just go to Facebook.com and type in Wildcat Sports. I mean, what the hell, man? What's the problem here?
real.
Are you people slow? Like, well, Harper, that's not how you do a plug for your show. But yes, you go to Facebook.com and go to Wildcat Sports.
And then people are like, well, could you see that Mick Foley, he was a separate price because he's not volunteering his fucking services here.
Of course.
Yeah, and so people are like, well, what if I just want to meet Mick Foley?
You can't.
No, you're fucking trapped in here, bitch.
Watch you some wrestling and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. He's not doing this because he has nothing better to do with his fucking time.
Yeah, because I know
gotta pay
Mick
this
Foley.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of quick questions, and I don't say these to be mean in any way because we love Mick Foley. How was he getting around?
He was walking around. I mean, he got into the ring.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's not jumping around like a fucking frog, but he's
Okay, that's fair.
he moved around on his own.
Now, also, I had heard that he was trying to lose weight to have one last match. How did he look from a heft perspective?
Yeah, I don't think that should be happening. I don't think
Yeah.
it is going to happen. Didn't he kind of say, maybe not?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I hear things once and then I run with it forever.
Yeah, I think he had second thoughts about that.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he
I tell you,
doesn't.
bro, one thing he doesn't get enough credit for, bro, is a great head of hair.
Okay.
He's got a great head of, he's got all his hair, dude. That shit ain't dyed.
Okay. I mean, there's something to be said for having your own hair. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm the only one here with that.
Yeah. But
Yours
yeah,
is a
man.
choice, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, I can grow my hair.
Really?
Yeah.
God,
You
how
got a
many
full
times
head of hair?
Dude, yes. And when I shave, it's
Well, you
like
choose to shave your fucking head when you got a full head of hair.
That's almost like Spike.
I can't even lie. It's so much better than going to a barber
You're
shop.
a fucking idiot, bruh. If I had a full head of hair, my ass wouldn't be shaving his fucking shit every couple of fucking weeks. So you got my problems that I wish I had, but you still want to sit like in a wheelchair, but your legs still work, but you want to sit in a wheelchair, and so you're handicapped.
Those
Trish,
two have
that's a-
nothing to do with each other, but sure,
Yes,
if that's
it
what you got to
does.
say to
I
make you feel
don't know
better.
if that's the exact correct
That's
analogy.
how I look at it.
Right.
There's a
Okay,
reason
well-
why I shave my head. It's because I'm bald, bruh.
If you were
Because I don't
bald,
wanna
you
look
wouldn't
like
need
Dr.
to.
Phil.
If you were bald,
does
you
look
wouldn't
like-
need to shave it.
He does look like Dr. Phil when he's not. When he lets it grow a little, he's got the Dr. Phil look. It's amazing. He looks like he's
That ain't
50
right.
years old,
What's wrong with
58 years old.
Damn, Mike. It's
Yeah.
like
Heard
taking a
Harper
bus
Steen.
when you got a Cadillac in a fucking driveway, Mike. The
There you
fuck?
go.
Okay.
Well,
Jesus
I
Lord.
know, speaking of Cadillacs, I think we have a Cadillac 5-star review. Mike, are you ready to read a 5-star review? One of the many that we receive all the time.
Jesus Christ, you just went for 10 minutes talking about I don't know what. Hold on, let me get my reading glasses on. Hey Doc, do you know that they make bifocals? Anyway, this one was on Podcast Addict, and it was from someone named The Shoe 71. And he says, "You can't beat a crew like Mike, Doc, and Harper. BTT is a great flashback podcast featuring the good old days of early 90s WCW and the great old days of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. If you want to laugh, learn, and gain knowledge about wrestling and old school sneakers, BTT is for you." And that is from The Shoe 71. He submitted that on April 15th of 2024. The sneaker thing, that is a recent one because that was when Harper was talking about his cons and all
The
his...
Avias, bro.
The
Those
Avias.
Avias are a bitch to put on and a bitch to take off, bro. They're like wrestling boots. They go all the way up with the fucking laces, and you gotta untie that bitch and loosen just to get them bitches off.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, and then once they're on your feet, bro, they ain't going anywhere.
Did your previous pair of shoes go somewhere on you?
No, they're still here.
Okay. Well, I meant, did they like fall off or something?
No, but I mean, they. I don't know why they're so tight like this.
Okay. In case you play basketball, probably, so that you don't roll your ankle.
Right.
Well, let's go ahead and get Harper up to speed with what the next couple of shows look like, and let the people know why Mike starts to queue up the episode for tonight. So tonight we're in November 14th, but this is another one of these let's go for 3 hours gimmicks. So we're not going to go for 3 hours. Uh-oh. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured you were given all the. I thought you were going to keep talking. That's why we were just letting you do your thing.
Well, I left my notes in the other room, so once you get it started, I'm going to go in there and get them. But we're going to do half the show tonight. We think it's the first 55, 56 minutes of this show. It's going to end with the Pillman interview, I believe.
Yeah.
And then Mike and I are going to pick up next week by ourselves the second half of this show, so that next week, Harper, this is where you come back in.
Fuck.
We're going to do the Clash.
Okay.
Yeah, Clash 21.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a good one too. It's at least I think it is. I mean, I don't know. Some of these clashes, we've seen some bad ones, but we've seen some bad Saturday nights lately. But
if you said it's the greatest, we're probably going to have a good time. If you said it's an absolute shit show, we need to go put on a diaper. But usually when you say things are like pretty good, they're not going to be a shit show. So we should be all right.
It ain't as bad. It ain't nowhere near what we witnessed at Halloween Havoc 92.
That was abortion wrestling.
That was
nice.
just ugh. All right, Doc, you go get your notes. I'll get us going on the intro of this episode. Just a little bit more background about the date it was taped and all that stuff. So while Doc gets his notes, I'll filibuster for a second. This week's episode, again, it's November 14th of 1992. This is the first half of it, so this is part one. The episode was taped November 11th of 92 at Center Stage. 2.5 hour episode of Saturday night. We'll cover half this week, half next week. Another point of note, this is what I was saying the last couple of weeks, Harper. On November the 10th, so the day before this taping happened, Jake Roberts checked himself into the Betty Ford Clinic, and he was pretty heavily intertwined with what's been going on. He's been on commentary last week with JR. And he was set to be in this King of Cable tournament. So with him being in rehab, that ain't happening, and Barbarian will be taking Jake Roberts' place in the King of Cable tournament. So there's that bit of stuff. Doc, are you back yet?
I am. Y'all get to, we got Larry on color. Larry's funny here looking.
Doc, did you hear what I said about Jake being checked into rehab on?
Yeah, he gone.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's paying for it himself.
I guarantee you Watts didn't pay for it. It might be the corporate structure, but
yeah.
Yeah, Watts ain't paying nothing. But all right, so we continue. In the intro that Doc is talking about, Jim Ross and Larry Zbyszko opened the show. Jim Ross immediately tells us the news about Jake not being in the King of Cable tournament. Like I just said, he checked into the Betty Ford Center. And then JR goes through the remainder of the card that we will see tonight, and then we go to the ring. But, Doc, you wanted to say something about Larry Zbyszko here.
Dude, that tie, shirt, jacket combination could only happen in about a 3-year span, and it turns out we're in it. And that is not... Like, I in no way position myself as a fashion plate. We've said it before. We are cargo pants. Mm-hmm. I dress up wearing jeans and a polo. But that is not a good look.
What's the design on that tie?
I tried to look. I don't know what it is, man.
I
Like
remember
even
when those Tabasco ties were big. Remember that?
Yes.
I had a bunch of them. I remember I used to have one that had a Mickey Mouse playing football that my mom got me for some fucking reason to wear like to the homecoming dance. It's fucking Mickey Mouse playing football. I wore it, fuck how many ties I got, right? I fucking wore that tie for fucking everything. That and those fucking Tabasco ties that were big for some reason.
I think every kid, Harper, that wasn't well off had like one tie, one dress shirt, because that was the story of my life.
Yeah, because a friend of my brother, he's an attorney, right? So he's got a closet full of suits. So he's just like, "Hello, Peter. See, he's got his suit for your brother." Because he was around my size, and I used to get his old suits for the fucking homecoming dance and shit.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
I remember when
hand-me-down
the
suit.
fucking Looney Tune ties were big too back then.
Did we just lose Hopper, Doc?
I don't know, but speaking of Looney Tunes.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Okay, hear me? Yeah.
Look at that young brother.
Hey, we know him.
So the first match we go to is Van Hammer versus Mustafa Saeed. Now, this is not the first time we've seen him. If you remember, we saw him about 2 years ago when he first appeared as Terrence Blaylock in October of 1990. He was wrestling, but he wasn't as Mustafa. It was just Terrence Blaylock was his name.
That's not how you spell Saeed.
Hopper, they can't spell Arn.
Because I know Saeed. I know Saeed.
Well, maybe that's how move. No, that's not how you spell it. Said.
Saeed. But they sound that shit out and just, put that down there. Saeed. S-A-E-D.
Look, I don't know, man. Just put it down. Nobody gives a shit about how you spell it. God damn.
They put in
the fucking Braves about to play the Phillies.
They put an A at the end of Arn, okay? These people do not know how to spell shit. If we're being real, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I can't believe we're doing this. Van Hammer. Doc, your thoughts?
No wonder the gangsters were so mad at white people.
Why?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. There was a part in here coming up where, or maybe it's already happened. Hammer threw some decent chops, and I mean it's the first good thing we can say about the guy, but it's true.
Well, I'm not wanting to give him a lifetime achievement award because he finally throws a couple chops.
There he goes. That's a good strike.
That wasn't bad.
See?
That was the best thing I've ever seen him do.
He's boring.
Come on. Look at that.
That's a nice drop kick.
Hey, did you see? Did you listen to JR and Larry? They were putting over Mustafa at the beginning. Like he's a good young talent.
I mean, he does look great. I mean, he's a big dude. Got a decent physique. And he's got a job to Van Hammer. I mean, what do you want? You know, he's a big dude, man. He's not a little guy.
It looks good. Oh, come on. Well, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that wasn't a good sunset flip, but it happens.
So here's the deal. That finish, isn't he don't rock it like Tully did. I'm gonna say that.
The slingshot?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe
he's not
shouldn't
Tully.
do that finish.
That was a beautiful backdrop. That's why I reversed it.
That looked good.
Did you see that?
No one does that anymore, bro.
Bruh, I so agree with you. You never see great, I don't say never, and then somebody's going to send me a clip that, you know, somebody doing a great backdrop. But watch Mustafa take this backdrop. It's all Mustafa here. He puts his hands on his shoulders and gets up high. That looked great.
Dude.
Yeah. He posted on those shoulders and went up, man. That was a great backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all Mustafa. Anyway, Doc, any thoughts before this guy hits the Virginia Slim Lover hits the slingshot suplex?
Slam jam. Remember that?
Yes.
Spam Slam.
Spam
Yeah.
Slam, not Slam Jam.
Or whatever. It's Spam Slam.
Wrong guy won. Van Hammer gets the win.
Yep.
Any other thoughts?
Not a single one.
All right. So from here, we're going to go to an interview in the back. It's Tony Schiavone's with Bill Watts, Cactus Jack, and the Barbarian. Let's go to this right now and see what they got to say. Here it is.
Okay, Jim, thank you very much. Also joining us, as you can see, Cactus Jack and the Barbarian. But Cowboy has a big announcement for us concerning one of the two King of Cable bouts still to come on WCW Saturday night.
That's right, Tony. Jake the Snake Roberts is no longer with WCW. He has some personal problems he has to attend to. We support him. We hope he's successful, but he is no longer with WCW. In one of the two main events tonight for the King of Cable against Dustin Rhodes, the person taking Jake the Snake's place is the Barbarian. The Barbarian is now in that match. We will have that as one of the main events tonight, the Barbarian versus Dustin Rhodes.
Okay, Bill, I tell you what, Cactus Jack, now you have two men in the first round. Not only Tony Atlas later on against Big Van Vader, but now the Barbarian against Dustin Rhodes.
That's right. There's smiles all the way around in the Cactus Jack camp because it's twice as nice. Our chances are twice as good of taking home that title. And our chances were pretty good to begin with. So whether it be Tony Atlas swinging around another human being like a rag doll, or his foot going through someone's face, one way or another, that King of Cable's ending up on my mantle. Bang, bang!
Fans with WCW.
Any thoughts, Doc, about Watts breaking the news more than anything?
I'm a little bit surprised that he didn't just like bury Jake there for being a degenerate.
Well, you can't be an asshole. He's a drug addict and he's trying to seek help.
But back then, the narrative was much different.
Hold on.
Yeah, that is
Hold on.
true.
Bill Watts can't be an asshole? He sure doesn't have any other ever problem any other time.
He should have said, unfortunately, he's not here anymore. Or we're sad to say, not just, he's not here. He's got personal problems. Barbarian, you're up.
We found him out back sniffing drugs.
Again.
But I will say
again.
this. I will say this. I did think to myself, like, I wanted to go find some clips of Watts talking about this, or even Jake talking about it in some shoot interviews, and I just didn't have time. I wanted to find something to see if either one of them says something different after the fact. Like, you know, for Jake being what he is and a mess up, he's done some pretty good shoot interviews. Now, if you believe him or not is another story. But like when you listen to Jake talk about things, I feel like, you know, sometimes he's honest, other times he's not. But I still would love to hear his version of this exact moment. Like just to see if what Watts said right there would be in line with what Jake would say now is what I'm saying. I don't know. Somebody out there can DM that to Harper because they'll probably have the answer, but I didn't have time to look it up.
CJH, who that, you know, whatever the hell it is. What is it, Mike?
On Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, CJH who that? At CJH who that. That sounds about right. Yes.
To at Mudshow Mike.
That is not a real at, so if you want to send it there, that's fine, but that's not my handle. Send it to
the helmet with the fucking Kamala logo on it.
Send it to at Luke Hawks 504. He loves hearing from fans.
He loves getting shit. Go to Luke Hawks' Facebook and keep sending it over and over and over again until he responds.
The champ loves getting listener mail.
Bruh, he turns his phone off like at 10 o'clock at night. He's like, if I don't turn it off, it just goes off nonstop. And I've sat there with him, and his phone just I'm like, what the fuck, dude? He's like, that's my life, man. Nonstop.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
I sent Doc a screenshot of my messages once. Because he was like, bro, I don't know why you turn your phone off on Sundays and Saturdays when you watch football. And I sent him a screenshot. And over the course of 2 hours' time, it was 200 and something texts.
Wait, what? 2 hours? Wait.
I'm like, This is why you can't get in touch with me, because I can't get peace and quiet on the weekends unless I turn it off.
Within 2 hours, you had how many?
About 200 and something.
What?
Messages. Saints game's on. LSU's on.
Oh, God. Fuck you, dude. I can't stand that. Yeah. Bro, I'll plug my phone into charge and it just sits there.
Me,
ding, ding. It's definitely like your phone's right. You gotta fucking hear it. Ding.
Right.
Ding. Fuck them.
I guess Doc's phone doesn't go off much because for me, like, if I don't disconnect from that thing, I don't get peace and quiet.
Yeah.
And at my age, I want peace and quiet.
Here's the thing. You two are my only two friends. So if y'all are both not using your phone, then I'm not going to get any messages.
He gets mad at me. Bro, step back like a twat and answer your phone. Bruh, it's in another room on silent. And then my wife's like, what if I need to get in touch with you? You're in the damn house with me. You didn't leave the house.
She might need to tell you something about painting some concrete.
Jesus Lord.
You get Tiffany's like, I sent you a text message. I sent you, like, all right.
Right.
Working. You know? What the fuck you want me to do?
Right. It's just, yeah, bro. I can't. I can't. I turn the notifications off. Every now and then I put do not disturb on it. That way it can at least stay in my pocket without me, just leaving it in another room. But, bro, I just can't. It just, bro, we ain't made to operate like that. I'm not trying to sound like an old man, but we ain't made to operate like that.
Bro, I miss those days, bro, where you could
disappear.
Fuck, yeah, you could just disappear, and no one knew where the fuck you were. You go, oh, fuck, bro. I wasn't home. Bitch, you were home, bro. Stop playing.
All right, let's continue. Any other thoughts on Watts and his announcement right there from either one of you?
No.
Oh, dude. I remember one time, it was when Pantera played here, right? Doc, and I was going with some friends of mine, and it was general admission at the State Palace Theater on Canal Street, Mike. And of course, this was when I'm in high school, right? You just call the fucking house, and I went and digged around, and I missed a phone call, and they just went to the concert, and I had to fucking go there by myself because there's no cell phones. How you gonna fucking hey, I'm over here, right? So I just went there by myself, and somehow I fucking found them. And that sea of fucking
you found a shithead in a haystack. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
And my dad dropped me off on Canal Street. And my dad's like, "You going there by yourself on Canal Street?" He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, because that's in the 90s, huh?
Yeah, that was like 95.
And Pantera was no joke back then. It was a seedy,
fucking seedy, dude.
And I bet you, what's it? God, what's that band? What's that band from down there?
Down?
Zebra?
No.
Corrosion of Conformity?
No, the real tough one.
Crowbar?
No.
Oh.
Hold on, I got it. I'm on it.
Was Randy there, Harper?
No.
Okay, no Randy this time.
I hate
Sorry,
God.
Matt Wilson.
I remember them. Yeah.
I hate God.
Hey, Mike, a Pantera concert on.
They're from New Orleans, Mike. They're called I Hate God.
And they spell it like like an eyeball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you about to say? A Pantera concert on Canal? What were you about to say, Harper?
Yeah, they had Prong and Sepultura was the opening acts.
You might as well speak in Mandarin right now to me.
That's nice. Okay, it was that Little Baby and Yeet Boy or something.
Silk the Shocker.
Yeah, Silk the Shocker and
Mystical.
See Murder.
See Murder.
Yeah.
So Mike, I
Yes.
Hate God is from your town, and they had an album in 1993 called "Take as Needed for Pain," and some of the song titles were "Sister Fucker Part 1."
Jesus.
$30 bag.
What?
Crimes Against Skin.
Oh, come on.
White, and now I can't say the second word. White N-word.
Oh,
What?
come on. All right, yeah, we can move on from that trash then.
They had an album called In the Name of Suffering. You like that? They had one of the songs is "Man is Too Ignorant to Exist."
Well,
You like
yeah.
that?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Hit a girl.
Well, are these people in jail now? I mean, just listening to some
Well,
of the names
they've
of these
done
things.
some of them have, and Katrina messed some of them up, and other things. Yeah, lots of drugs and just despair. Yeah. And Pantera was friends with them down there. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's where Harper was. That's what Harper was doing in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
That's wild. That and then his dad just drops him off the corner.
Yeah.
Oh,
See you later.
boy.
Dude, and there was this guy there that was I'm in high school, right? This dude was probably in his 30s, dude, wearing his King Diamond shirt that had to be 10 years old. And it was so beat to shit. Like, it was a shirt now where you would see, like, Kim Kardashian would pay like $1,000 for it because it was so perfectly distressed and totally ripped up. And this dude was so fucked up, man. And I'm thinking, I like King Diamond, but I gotta stay away from that fucking guy. The fuck?
I never got the King Diamond thing. It was a little too
Theater?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's his gimmick. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Right.
His gimmick.
Right.
Like he's a wrestler.
Hey, it really is a gimmick. That fool is a Satanist, but he lives in the suburbs here where we live, Mike.
Does he really?
Yeah, I remember you saying that once before. Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
You might run into him at the Central Market or some shit.
I don't go to
Get you
Central
some
Market.
Pacaka bread.
He's got a young ass wife. You saw how young his wife is?
No, but he's rich, so.
Yeah, like he's like gotta be he's gotta be 60, huh, Doc?
Oh, let me look.
I don't even think I think his wife's like 30, bro.
He's 67.
Yeah.
Jeez.
How old is his wife? She's buku young.
His wife is 39.
Yeah.
She's a Hungarian voiceover actress and backup singer for his band.
Right, she was part of the whole
Dude,
theater.
every black person listening to us and Robert Silva right now is like, would y'all motherfuckers talk about some wrestling?
Yeah, I've been waiting to get to DDP and Vinny Vegas for about 10 minutes, 20 minutes now.
All right.
Let's go to the next match.
Hey,
Vinny
Doc, how's the
Vegas.
Mavericks doing?
We're gonna find out tonight.
All right.
Vinny Vegas and DDP versus Ricky Steamboat and Shane Douglas. Doc, I paused it here some time ago because I wanted to get you and Harper's thoughts on just the way these two fools, DDP and Vinny Vegas, look coming out of the entrance. I don't know why, but they give me a chuckle every time as this combo that they are. Any thoughts on the way they look? I mean,
DDP looks a little chubby.
a little bit.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you this. My first note on this match was DDP's a lot better than he gets credit for at this point in his career.
I don't think he's bad at all.
I see Diesel right there.
Yeah. Nash. What, you go to high school with him? He's starting to look Diesel-esque, I guess.
Yeah.
With the
How much longer does
sunglasses.
he have in the promotion?
See, this is what, 93, right?
It's 92.
Oh, he's got about a year?
You don't have too much longer.
Yeah, when did he become Diesel? Like 95, huh? 94, I think, right, Mike?
I thought so.
Because I remember him when he came in.
I thought it was 94-ish.
Is Big Josh gone?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Larry, at this point, the first time that Steamboat locks up with Nash, Larry says, for Steamboat, this has to be like hooking up with Herman Munster.
I mean, for anybody that's 6 feet tall, or less, it's what it's got to feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin, people don't realize how tall Kevin Nash is, man. He's a big bastard.
And for the perceived shortcomings at this green part of DDP in Nash's career, this was a good match. 14:32 is my timestamp.
So for the record, Steamboat and Douglas are teaming up again because we gotta, we're working our way towards having them as a credible tag team, especially with the Clash coming up. And that's all I wanted to say. So we're at 14:25. What are we looking for here, Doc?
This is simple but effective.
When the face fights out the corner?
Yes.
Yes.
Throwing punches and kicks through
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the definition of not dying when you're a babyface.
It doesn't have to be hard.
It ain't that hard, guys.
It ain't that hard. It was like, dude, I kept watching like, is he going to make it? Is he going to make it? Because he's not dying. Oh, wow, he made it. Awesome.
When Steamboat throws those kind of like backhand chops that you just saw him doing, they don't look good. But he's Steamboat, so we never say anything about it. Like he's barely hitting the guys.
You know what I'm kind of tired of seeing now, and I guess you just can't get around it.
What's
it's
that?
Like when they get the hot tag, and it's the 3 bumps. Just bump, bump, bump.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows it's coming, but like I don't know what you could do different.
Well, you just turned into Deep State Harper, so that's what you could do different.
Did I?
Yeah,
Yes.
but it sounds fine. I mean, everybody thinks we're doing it. We do nothing. Harper just jiggles his wire or his ding-a-ling, and it turns into Deep State
what?
Harper. I don't know what to tell you people.
How about now?
you're
hey,
still
just
Harper.
leave it. You're good, man. When you're Deep State, we're good. It doesn't bother us. We just roll with it. Doc, that was the hot tag that you were talking about. And then Steamboat did come in. He's on fire, bumping Nash, bumping DDP, yada, yada, yada. Eventually, it leads to Douglas going to not Douglas, Steamboat going to the top rope, hitting a crossbody on Nash. Douglas trips up Nash while Nash catches Steamboat. And 1, 2, 3, Nash is pinned, and we got our credible tag team, because, again, we got to build up some tag teams here with Steamboat and Douglas, get the victory. Did you have any other thoughts on the match? I thought the crowd was into it.
Yeah, and I thought that was a clever finish. And Steamboat and Douglas are doing well as a tag team in my eyes. And I'm not a huge fan of babyface tag teams, but I like them.
They don't even get a name, huh? That
I
was
don't think
good. That was great.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was a good finish. Sure was. Because it didn't look cheap.
Yeah.
It was technically a double team.
I'll be damned.
I thought it was good. It was good stuff.
Yeah.
This shit's so much more enjoyable when it kind of makes sense.
Agree. And I didn't think it doesn't take anything from like Nash, because like he basically got double teamed to get pinned. So like the face is kind of cheated.
It explains how a bigger guy could lose to him.
There you go. That's it. All right. On that note, we got the Clash coming up. We need to hear from Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes, who are with Jim Ross. Let's hear what's going on here. Remember, they're the champs. Champ. I've been knowing the champ for 25 years. Here it is.
All right, Larry, thanks very much. And gentlemen, you just saw your opponents for this Wednesday night's matchup. I know the fans are anxiously awaiting this one, but no more than you guys.
We're really looking forward to this title defense because we know that Steamboat and Shane are capable of giving us the type of match that we're used to.
Great challenge there, Dragon, from the Vegas connection. But this Wednesday night, live in prime time, it's going to be all on the line. The Unified World Tag Team Champions.
Well, that's true, Jim Ross. Let me give credit where credit's due. Those are two big, bad dudes. And we lined ourselves up to wrestle against guys like that because, Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes hold the height advantage above us. But the reason why I'm here is last week I came out here and offered my hand to my good ex-partner, Dustin Rhodes, thanking him on behalf of Shane Douglas and myself. Barry, we're out here right now thanking you two for the opportunity on the Clash. Thank you very much.
Breath of fresh air, good sportsmanship. You've got a great partner here. Of course, you've had great partners in the past.
Well, you know something, Jim Ross? Shane Douglas, who's been back into the area in a short period of time, has showed me something that I haven't seen in a long time. He's probably the greatest partner I've had in World Tag Team competition here, WCW.
Didn't you say that to me last year when we won the titles? Didn't you say that? What do you mean?
No. Wait a minute. Don't get upset here. Now, Steamboat, you know Dustin and I would have been the champs last year when you and he won it. And, you know, I was out because of the injury, but, you know, you were just a stand-in on that night.
Yeah, right. Just a stand-in. I was a stand-in on that night, and I understood my responsibility and came through Dustin and myself winning the World Tag Team Championships. But as it goes, we must move on. He's my partner, and we will wrestle against you two in the Clash.
Let me just say something to Dustin. Last week we were out here, and you guys are great champions. I'll give you that. But you came out here last week and you told Ricky Steamboat and I to take everything and bring everything we got because we need it. Well, we're taking your advice. You two better do the same. You better bring all you've got because you're going to need it. We are ready for this match.
Bring that and a little extra.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a spirited situation for this.
The reason I was laughing in the middle of it, you know, we were talking last week about Dustin going through his Garth Brooks phase of dressing.
I got a note.
He said, like, Harper said he looks like any typical shithead at Mustangs and Mudbugs. And I'm looking at him during this promo, and what Harper said last week is ringing through my ears right now. But go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, they look like they're about to break out into rap as crap at any moment.
Rap is crap. But I don't know. What thoughts, Doc?
How many times do we have to come out and say thank you for a title match?
Right, my note said we got the Mutual Admiration Society here going on for a bit, but they heated it up like towards the end. Like they got a little animosity going, and because they did that, I thought it was fine. I don't know. What'd you think, Harper?
What happened with them feuding? There was when there was tension between Barry and Dustin.
That's not done. That's not done.
Oh,
that's not done.
Tension.
There's still tension.
Okay. All
right. But you know, they're trying to.
But the enemy of my enemy is my enemy.
But to Harper's point, that's exactly my point that I was making right after they won the belts. How the very next week, all of a sudden, they were like, Barry was like acting like this jealous tag team partner and was mad and came out and slapped Dustin in the middle of a match. It was like, wait, what are they doing here? Like, it made no sense. Like, they heated that up real quick right after they won it. Like, they put them at odds. And now, the last couple of weeks, they kind of seem like, oh, it's all good. It was almost like they tried to do it too quick and was like, wait, this is going too quick. We can't do this just yet. But we're going to do it, but not right now. I don't know. It's just weird how they did that. Harper's right, though, because if you're watching it, you're going, I thought they weren't getting along. Why are they best friends now?
Hey, here's the thing. This is two babyface tag teams, and I'm interested to see what happens at the Clash. So that's more than I usually have in these situations.
Agree. We keep moving, and we go to Eric Watts versus Charlie Sullivan. I don't have nothing from this, Doc. It got the fast forward button. Watts hit the cross face finisher, and he won, and that's all I had. What did you have?
My only note was at least we didn't subject a superstar to this week.
That's true, huh?
Fair enough. Well, let's go to Watts now. It's a quick promo, but I got to play it just because I have to. Here it is. This is after he wins.
In the next 4 or 5 days, the biggest days of your very young career. Wednesday night, with a bounty on your head, you and Kensuke Sasaki to take on Arn Anderson and beautiful Bobby Eaton. We know that Michael Hayes will be at ringside. You've had a lot of knocks at you recently from guys like Ravishing Rick Rude. What are your thoughts regarding the next 4 or 5 days in your young career?
Well, let me tell you what, Mr. Ross. I've heard Rick Rude's challenges.
Paulie dangerously with the bounty. Let me tell you what, I've never hidden from a challenge. It's easy to find me. I want y'all to know, it's easy to find me. And about the Clash, yeah, it's going to be a tough opponent. It's going to be tough. But tell you what, I'm not going to back down from that challenge either. And I'm sure Sasaki's coming with me. We're coming at you all head on. So get ready.
Fans, I know you'll get 100%, no doubt about it, from this young team of Sasaki and Watts, and we'll have more on WCW Saturday night right after this timeout.
All right. I just woke up. Doc, any thoughts?
Hey, you used to work, Mr. Ross, you used to work for my daddy. Can you go get me a Mr. Pibb?
Put some peanuts in it. Mr. Pibb, fucked. Y'all had that by y'all? No, dude, it's by all Dr. Pepper, huh?
You could find a Mr. Pibb.
Yeah, I've seen it in some of the stores here before. I don't. Been a while.
Now
yeah,
it's Pibb Extra, but it's still Pibb. I mean,
fuck that, dude. Fucking Dr. Pepper, bro. Fuck Pibb.
Wait, here's what you gotta. You get a Pibb if you go to a restaurant and they don't have.
Yeah, I'm not.
Dr. Pepper.
Dude, I can't stand Mr. Fuck Pibb. It's Dr. Pepper, bro.
He's getting hot like he does when somebody asks him a question.
That's like fake ass fucking Dr. Pepper. Fuck you.
Well,
I can't stand that shit, dude.
All right. Well,
I'm a pepper. You're a pepper. She's a pepper.
We don't want to get you any more upset, so we'll keep going. We got Tex Slashinger. Huh? What?
Dr.
What's
Pepper's
the difference?
Got a PhD.
Okay. We got Tex Slashinger and Shanghai Pierce versus Keith Cole and Joe Barrett. I can't figure out who Keith Cole looks like, but Doc, any thoughts? He's got the crew cut flat top in a mullet. Man. It's interesting. Like, I mean, that's
like
a hell of
a creative character, doesn't he? Like someone created him, like on the video game.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
Oh, dang, look at that. It doesn't even look real, bro.
It's
like Max Headroom.
It's perfectly square. And it's the mullet. It's the short sides. He's got the flat top, like, I guess, spike, and no sides, and then the long, straight mullet. It's like 3 haircuts in one.
That's crazy. He's like Guile, like a white trash Guile from Street Fighter.
Oh, man.
Or like a white trash Ronnie Garvin.
Wait, what?
I mean, Harper's right. He almost the way, not the way he works, but just the look.
Right.
It's like a smoky. It's like if you put create a wrestler. This is what he looks like. If you did create a wrestler and said, create me a wrestler from the Smoky Mountain Wrestling, in the image of Ron Garvin, but I want a Smoky Mountain version. That's what would output right there.
I want like Ronnie Garvin, but like with a meth lab. Say no more, fam.
Oh, come on, Harper. Oh, bro, that's why I can't take y'all seriously. You think you're fucking funny, you ain't fucking funny. Yeah,
we're fucking funny, all right.
But that is what he looks like. Doc, any thoughts on this?
Have we talked about this, Harper? The unmasked Godwin here looks like Kenny Powers.
Let's see.
Well, I don't know when he's going to get in the ring.
Yeah, we need to pass forward to that, Mike.
Okay. You got a timestamp?
After this?
Because they're working over, what's his name's arm? There he goes. He's in there.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. I can see
I'm fucking out. You're fucking out. I'm fucking in. Mike, we got to watch that and do reviews of Eastbound and Down.
We got to do Weird Science first.
I'm telling you right now, the first couple of seasons of Eastbound and Down would fuck you up.
Okay. Sure thing.
Am I wrong, Harper?
No.
It's crazy.
All right.
It's some white people shit, but it's crazy.
That sounds like America in 2024.
Wait, what? Wait, what are you talking about our country for?
Okay. I knew I'd work you into a lather with that one. Doc, any other thoughts on this match?
Not really, no. I mean, we need
Yeah.
tag teams, and they're one of them.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's really happening here. So, anyway, you get a big lariat and then an elbow drop from Pearson, and Pearson/Schlesinger win. And lariat looked good, though, and there's the big elbow drop. So, it was good stuff.
Yeah.
But we got to move on to the controversial moment of the week, I think, because we're going to get
Is
a
it the
promo
Clash?
from the
Is it the Clash?
Oh, dear God. We get a promo from the Clash.
Look
I
at
got to
that
pause
match.
it. Bruh.
Odds match.
So there's a promo playing for the Clash, and we see the graphic, and we're building this match as a ghetto odds match at Clash
What does that
21.
mean? You would think that there would be 3 guys against 2 to do a 3-5 match, maybe, but I don't know.
That's not funny. You see, I'm going to get hate mail because you trying to make a joke that ain't funny.
I'm just saying it's WCW logic, not our
Just
logic. We're talking
shut
about
up.
the show.
For a second. Ron Simmons and Bobby Walker in a ghetto odds match are taking on Tony Atlas, Cactus Jack, and a Barbarian. And this is 100% some Bill Watts shenanigans. Now, to be fair, I saw plenty of Butch Reed versus JYDs in a ghetto street fight in Mid-South.
That's different.
And I didn't blink when they called it that when I was young. But a ghetto odds match when you got Ron Simmons and Bobby Walker versus Atlas, Jack, and Barbarian just seems really odd. The ghetto odds, I guess, is he saying because it's 3-on-2 instead of, 3-on-3.
Yeah, but I mean, what makes it ghetto though?
Because you get jumped in by odd numbers in the ghetto, right?
In the ghetto.
I mean, I don't
think we're talking Elvis here, buddy.
I don't know, bruh. Like, to me, it's like,
This feels stinky racist.
yeah, it feels like it's got some racial connotations to it. And this is the thing. It's got racial connotations for no reason.
For no
It's not
reason,
like-
there is no money to be made here.
Yeah, like why are you calling it a ghetto street fight? A ghetto, not even ghetto street fight. It's literally called a ghetto odds match. Like it's called ghetto odds match. I'm reading it verbatim. It makes no sense. Like, it just feels like a Watts thing that's just off the wall for no reason. Trying to make something sound good. I'm not trying to say it's like completely racist. It just seems stupid. But, to be fair, Watts is doing a lot of dumb shit on this Clash because then he's got a bounty on Eric match with Watts and Sasaki versus Bobby Eaton, Arn Anderson, and Michael Hayes. So, I mean, there's
if somebody kidnapped that fool, just be like, Bill Watts would be like, just kill him. I ain't paying this shit.
I don't know. Now, remember, I did want to come to something with this because we've been hearing about, we saw Johnny B. Bad and Scotty Flamingo do whatever the hell they were doing the last few weeks, right? There's going to be a 3-round boxing match between them two. And wait till y'all see the finish of that.
Are they going to sword fight?
What's that mean? Oh. On guard.
You going to hell, man.
What?
We had a Clash of the Sexes match, Paul Lee and Medusa, by the way.
Yeah.
Which I guess, that we pretty much knew something like that was probably coming, right?
After they drew big money at the last pay-per-view, they get a spot.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, Doc, any thoughts on that right there?
No, let's watch it. I think we should probably do that, Clash.
Yeah.
Which we will. We continue. We get a quick announcement from Bill Watts. He's talking to JR about the King of Cable. And Bill Watts mentions that Cactus and Harley are banned from ringside at any of the King of Cable matches. So if they're managing or seconding anyone, they cannot stay out there. And there's that. From there, we go to the next segment, which is Tony Schiavone. And I'm not playing this, Doc, so don't get scared because it's very long and it doesn't make sense. And I'll explain why, or at least my thoughts. They've been doing these up close and personal segments Tony Schiavone is interviewing Dr. Death Steve Williams in this one. And before they go to the segment, Larry Zbyszko says this is the 90s and there's a lack of real men, and he could be one of the last, being Dr. Death. It made me think of Silas Young when he was doing the Last Real Man in his ROH days, which was some really, really good TV. It's a shame that guy doesn't get his due on a national platform.
Is he on Ring of Honor now?
I have no idea. I don't watch it, but Silas Young's gimmick in ROH was phenomenal. Now, here's what's weird about this segment. Dr. Death talks about Ron Simmons. He wants a shot at the world title and all that good stuff. It is November 14th when this airs. It was taped on November the 11th. Here are Dr. Death's remaining appearances in WCW. He makes a house show appearance on December 12th of 92 in Columbus, Ohio. It's Dr. Death and Vader. They wrestle Steamboat, or I can't remember who it was. It's Dr. Death and somebody, but Dr. Death and Steamboat wrestle Vader and someone else. Can't remember who it was. And then after that, he works Starrcade 92 on December 28th, and then he's done. So they do this big, long, up close and personal segment with him, and he's literally got 2 more dates with the company.
That's 2 more than last week's interview, which was Jake.
Different circumstances, though. I mean, Dr. Death wasn't checking himself into the Betty Ford clinic.
Neither was.
In fairness, he was going back to Japan, but it just was really weird, not a place. Like, this is a microcosm of this company right now. This is what drives me nuts. So we're going to do an up close and personal, which I ain't got no problem with a segment like this. I like Dr. Death, but you build him up and you got 2 more appearance. Like, he's got just 2 more times that he's making appearances after this, after November 14th. It just seems really, really weird to me. That's all.
This is personality profile, and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
We're not doing anything with this segment. This has been as bad going for as the magazine segment when we had the magazine show.
The magazine wasn't even that bad.
Okay. I'll give you that.
All right. Anyway, that was just my thoughts on that. Any thoughts, Doc, on how that all played out?
I mean, Dr. Death's a badass. I don't know why he hadn't followed Gordy already. Let's go make that money.
Pretty much. So after that ends, we then go to another segment. It is Jim Ross. He's about to interview Rick Rude, who's got Medusa, Bobby Eaton, Austin, and Arn with him. Here that is.
They're pumped up about this matchup. The winner of Wednesday night's match goes to the finals of the King of Cable tournament.
That's right, Ross. Once again, I prepare to step through the ropes and do battle with Sting. But you know, there's one thing that really has been under my skin. Ever since Sting's arrival in the WCW, the fans have referred to him as the man. Now, I faced Sting for the United States title, and I defeated Sting for the United States title. But did they call me the man? No, no, no. It was Sting who was still the man. And because he was the man, he got a shot at the World Heavyweight title, while the United States champion, while the #1 contender, while I sat at home and watched. Sting won the world title. They called him the man. Sting went on to lose the title, and they still called him the man. Well, Wednesday night, live on the King of Cable, once and for all, I will prove to the world that I am head and shoulders above Sting. I will prove to the world that I am better than Sting has ever been, and I'm a damn sight better than Sting will ever be.
Well, I understand that Sting is standing by in the locker room area. If we can go split screen, I'm sure perhaps, I know he's heard these comments. Sting, what are your comments regarding what Ravishing Rick Rude has just said?
Well, thanks so much, Jim. And Sting, you know, I know you're listening, and if you've heard those derogatory comments made by Ravishing Rick Rude, well, this Wednesday night at the Clash of the Champions in the King of Cable tournament, you're going to be facing this man. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are this, Ravishing Rick Rude. I don't tell the people what to call me. I have celebrated all my victories just like a man. And I've taken all my losses just like a man. And because I know I'm a man, I got to ask you something face to face.
Well, you've heard the comments from Sting, and wait a minute, Jim, I think he's to the ring right now.
All right, Teddy, Sting on his way here to the ring. And I guess we should just wait right here because Sting apparently leaving the locker room area has something to say to you personally. And here he comes now, and he's not alone. The Stinger is not alone.
I just got a question for you. All these people out here and everybody out there watching the tube right now, they refer to you as Ravishing Rick Rude. Well, I want to know something. Everyone who knows Rick Rude, your family, your friends, if you have any friends, do they refer to you as Ricky? Do they refer to you as Richard? Or do they refer to you as I'd be willing to bet that Medusa's got more to show for herself than you do. I'll see you on Wednesday at the Clash.
What? What do you mean by that? What are you doing? What's he trying to... Get back here! Get back here! What's he trying to call me?
Well, Sting just told Rude he'll see him at the Clash. Bob Cook waiting for the next match, and Rude is attacking Bob Cook.
So I like this segment because I think it heats things up going into the Clash, and I think they're doing a good job of that this episode. But Doc, what did you think?
I thought that was great. I think it's the best thing I've seen Sting do. He's in the back going, no, I'll come out to your face. He called him a dick. He said, Ducey's got a bigger dick than you.
Oh.
Your friends and family call you a dick. I thought Sting was absolutely tremendous there. And we called it down the middle. And it's heating it up. And damn. Something needs to get heated up around here. That was great.
Yeah, that was good shit. Normally, you just see Sting flexing and he hollers like a kid on spring break.
Yeah.
Right.
That was good shit.
Because I was expecting him in the back to go, what do I think, Teddy Long? I think, and then just scream real loud. He was like, no, I'm going to go out there and see him face to face.
Has Sting ever even gotten close to being bleeped out before?
No.
That was the thing that got me. He starts, they call you Richard, Rick, Dick, and they bleep it out.
With that?
Yeah, it was like, it was paced right. Like he didn't just, is that the best Sting promo we've seen so far?
I think it's the best Sting, anything I've seen since the 45 minutes with Flair at the Clash.
Let me tell you something. We talk about you bag on Sting a lot, Doc. You get on.
I
him.
do.
I always say if you just listen to the crowd, the people love him. They absolutely.
I don't care what
love
the
him.
people say. They don't know.
Of course
I'm like
you
Vince. Don't listen to the people. Listen to me.
You're like Vince, or you're like Tony Khan when it's silent in his audience, in his crowd, and he's like, "Oh no, everything's great. They were being awesome. They were being loud."
I want to thank TBS because we won in the key demographic of 18 to 19-year-olds.
That's right.
Or you're like Vince when there was never a problem, and he's like, no, everything's great. No, we're the best. We're the best. But no, Sting is over. The people love him. And then, however, I don't know if you saw this, but like every now and then, late on a Sunday night, I'm just relaxing. I'll just throw something random on, and I threw on Super Brawl 3 this past weekend, and I watched Sting and Vader in the main event. Jesus Christ, it's one of the best goddamn matches I've ever seen.
There you go.
And I've seen it before, for the record. It wasn't my first time watching it. I've seen it multiple times. They beat the crap out of each other, and the crowd is going nuts.
Now, were you sitting there in your living room yelling, "You still got it"?
No, but I'm watching.
Deserve it.
I'm watching this match. They're moving slow, but they're everything they do, because I mean it's a feud, right? So obviously it's built up to this huge moment, but they beat the piss out of each other, and the crowd, it's fun. They are phenomenal. Like listening to this crowd yell and scream. These guys go out there for 20 minutes and they put on a freaking hell of a match. And it just, when I watch this now, I'm like, for all you say about Sting, he is over. And he's been over for a very, very long time.
And you know what else? Rude takes it out on somebody who's he's an innocent bystander, which makes him even more of a heel.
Yeah, because he went in the ring and whooped up on Bob Cook. He just beat the dog shit out of him, which was funny. I agree. But no, this was great. Everything's great. Everything's great. Well, speaking of things that are great, the next match is not great. It's Ian Weston versus John Peterson. We just watched the whole thing. It's another Battle of the Underdogs match. That's what they've been doing lately. It's a decent concept because it allows an enhancement talent to get a win. But this match wasn't good, Doc. Did you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I like the concept, but I don't know how you pull it off well.
Right.
Let me tell you how. It's got to be a long-standing enhancement talent. It has to be like, a George South, a Rocky King. It's got to be the guys who had been around for a while. We're getting Ian Weston here and John Peterson. I don't think we've seen enough of them.
Okay. Could it be like, remember what was that future thing that Ring of Honor did? Make
Future
a
of
little
Honor.
tournament.
Future of Honor.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Yeah, they would. Yeah, that was good stuff. And I mean, they had guys who would win the tournament who ended up getting a contract and went on the big things. I think Matt Taven was one of the winners of it.
Wasn't Vinny Marsala?
I don't remember him winning it.
Okay. Well, fuck
he
me
was
then.
in it.
That's nice.
He was in it, but I don't think he won it. But no, I think Dijak won it. But no, you're right.
I remember I got a signed poster of him.
Yeah, T-Hawk 94 sent you a signed poster from.
That guy's still
awesome.
around?
Yeah, he listens every week. Good dude.
Remember
Good
he
dude.
wanted to do a wrestling trivia show or a contest with me?
I do not remember that.
I don't know why I do. I can't remember what I ate for dinner 30 minutes or an hour and a half ago.
It kills me that you can remember that, but then I'm like, remember when you said that somebody needed to do the Tavares Jackson thing, and you're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, you said that. You were being very unprofessional.
I don't even know
and
what
making fun.
Tavares Jackson did.
He got into a car accident and died, you idiot.
He did?
Yes, and you made a joke about it because you're a fucking moron.
Wait, you're telling me that Tavares Jackson is dead?
He's been deceased for years.
I would have passed a lie detector test on that one, thinking he was alive.
You made a joke about it.
Yeah, but I forgot about it.
All right.
Wait till you get older, Mike.
You act like I'm not damn near the same age as you.
Hey, I got a special surprise for the Clash.
Okay.
We're gonna record that on Big Doc's birthday.
Oh God.
Next week. I'm gonna spend my birthday with you two assholes and the people, the patrons.
That's nice.
Right.
What about
Special
your children?
Nah. Don't tell them. We'll tell them it's the
All
next
right.
day. So I'm going to spend my birthday with the patrons. Isn't that nice?
That's cool.
Yeah, see? A special holiday with Doc.
Oh.
Keeping the show moving. We go to Jim Ross, who shows replays of the clash from September 2nd of 92 when Pillman slapped Armstrong when he was injured and couldn't defend the light heavyweight title. And then we go to Brian Pillman versus a gentleman with a black mask on and whole black bodysuit and white boots. And he is called the Freedom Fighter. And you could tell right away who the Freedom Fighter is.
It was Arachnaman.
Dude, it's so easy to see that is Brad Armstrong.
Yeah.
Fantasia.
Yeah. And then you can hear Pillman. Oh, go ahead, Hopper.
You know, Mike, I saw Joe Kane posted on Facebook something about him and that gimmick, and he says Joe said he worked some shows and Brad Armstrong had that gear with him, and Joe said he's worn it once or twice during matches back then.
Brad had the Freedom Fighter gimmick, or
no,
Arachnaman?
the Arachnaman, the fake Spider-Man outfit.
And Joe was saying he had worn the Arachnaman outfit before. I could believe it. Yeah. If it's happened to Joe Kane, trust me. See, Joe started a few years before me. He was running on the Gulf Coast. Yeah. He would work shows with the Armstrongs. Joe's got some experiences, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could believe that he wore it. Like, I guess Brad had it in his bag, and for whatever reason, Joe had to wear it that night for whatever. I don't know. It happens on the indies. Trust me, they'll put you under a mask in a gimmick in a heartbeat if they need you to work twice, especially. It's funny. Doc, this match, Pillman is yelling at the ref. That's Brad Armstrong the whole time. Like, he knows this is Brad. He's trying to take the mask off because he wants to show it's Brad. What were your thoughts on this, though?
I mean, it's all right. I'd rather just them two get it on, but if this is what we needed to do, I guess I'm not totally against it.
Well, we're building up the clash. You got to give him credit. You know what I mean?
Okay. I've seen the first part of Clash, and I'm going to question that, but okay.
Well, at least they're trying. I mean, we've seen clashes where they don't build up anything. It's just like a live event, that they just threw together, and it's like, why are we doing this?
Premium?
Like,
premium?
No,
live
I didn't
event?
say premium live event. This is not WWE. This is WCW. WCW,
I'm still messed up
ago.
that Tavares Jackson is not alive.
Bro, you made the worst joke possible, and you think it's funny. On the show, said something about, I forget what the reference was, but you went, oh no, he went ahead and did the Tavares Jackson thing. I'm like, bro, you're an asshole. That man got into an accident and died, and you're making a joke out of it. You're like, oh, it's not a joke, blah, blah. And Jose Corona, one of our longest patrons and listeners out there, Jose will say it on the Facebook page. He's like, "There's Doc making the Tavares Jackson." Or he makes the joke that you made, even though you ain't made the joke in a while. He'll say it every now and then, and I'm like, "Yeah, Doc was wrong for that."
I don't have any recollection of.
Bro, you going to hell for that one?
No, if I don't remember, it's not real.
Oh, it's real. It happened.
How can I atone for my sins if I don't remember them?
You sound like every drug addict and drunk who's ever lived. I don't remember it, so it didn't happen. That's not how life works.
And it was in a different zip code, so it doesn't count.
That's not true. Doc, any thoughts on this match?
They get after it and do some punching.
Yeah.
I mean, it's setting up. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, they're building up some heat.
Yeah, it's fine. They split them up on the outside.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They got in there and wrestled. I don't know what else to say. It's nothing spectacular, but it's not bad either. It's not like, they went out there and did anything terrible. But we'll go to the finish of it unless you got something else.
No, sir.
All right. So both guys end up on the outside, and we get a 10 count, and it takes 3 refs out here to separate the two and pull them apart. And that's the finish. But after the finish, we do go to a promo. So did you have anything, did you want to say anything about the finish before we go to the promo?
No, my note here on Pillman is that he's shooting. This is a great promo.
Let's go to Pillman now. He's going to close out the first part of this episode. And remember, we're going to do part 2 next week. Here it is.
What a situation here. This Masked Man, the freedom fighter. We can get Flying Brian Pillman over here.
Masked Man, come on, Ross. You know it. I know it. The whole universe knows it. That was Brad Armstrong. But I'm not surprised he's hiding behind a mask. Because he's so ashamed of himself. He can't even show his face in public anymore following the last Clash of the Champions. Well, Brad, if you think this little practical joke is going to avenge the shame and humiliation you suffered at my hands, you are gravely mistaken, my friend. You want revenge? You want a chance to redeem yourself? You want an opportunity to rediscover your manhood? Well, you got it. This Wednesday at the Clash of the Champions, I'm all yours, and I'll see to it there isn't a pair of crutches or a Greyhound bus ticket within your grasp.
A lot of intensity there from Flying Brian. He and Armstrong one-on-one this Wednesday night. Now still to come, 2 King of Cable matches.
Doc, you said it was great. Let me hear your thoughts about why.
It doesn't matter how his size. That dude is a star.
Yeah, sounds about right.
He sounds like a star. He talks like a star. He was willing to do shit to be a star. I just don't.
We're listening.
Let people be stars.
Are you trying to say something about Bill Watts here?
Of course I am. But it's not just him. They squandered him later, too. He's not the only one.
Well, yeah, yeah, I think that's fair to say. We give Bill Watts a hard time, but they've had plenty of booking ruts since the glory days ended in '88.
It ain't like so. Jesus is following him next, you know?
Yeah, right. It's and here's something else. Like, I get listeners remind me of this all the time. Dusty's still there right now. Like, he's a part of this too. Now, he ain't the man in charge, so you can't put things on him. But Dusty's there contributing is, I guess,
That's
the way I want to put it.
That's a good point, too. Let's get him under the bus.
But again, the head guy is Watts. Now, we're going to get to the day and age where, Doc, you've heard the stories about Robert Fuller when he talks about the booking committee days when he was on.
Yahtzee.
And he tells stories about, we sit around a table for 12 hours and, we get an idea, and then by the time it gets to the 12th guy, it's completely different. And then they want to meet for 3 more hours about it. And that's the old part where Robert Fuller goes, I say, all right, guys, I'm done. Baby's got a pot roast on. Like, he's like, I'm not staying here no more. We've been doing this for 5 nights straight. So keep that in mind too. Like you said, Jesus ain't following Dusty. Doc, do you know who follows who follows Watts? Or do we wait till we get there? I can tell you now.
Is it Ole?
No.
It's kind of 2. It's
Bischoff comes in.
It's Ole and Bischoff.
Yeah.
They have, I forget their exact titles, but Ole and Bischoff are next.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Bischoff in a while.
Well, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, look, man, we're hard on Watts and he deserves it, but I mean, he ain't alone, man. Dusty's there,
I can hate 2 people at once.
There you go, buddy. All right. Well, this is how we're going to close out part 2. We normally would rate it and hand out some Rolexes, but like we did last time, we are not going to do that because.
Well, hold on. Can I give a baby Rolex to Sting there? Because he was really good.
I don't see why not. I mean,
people. I just wanted everybody to know, like when I don't hate him because I hate him. I hate him because he didn't do shit, but he did shit, so he should get a little something, something.
Okay, so if we're gonna do baby Rolexes, then here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give Rick Rude and Sting one. Cause I thought they both played.
That's too much. That's too far.
I'm getting Rick Rude a Fossil.
A Fossil watch.
Yeah, or Casio.
Next thing you say, you're gonna get him a Swatch.
A Swatch. Remember those?
Jesus, do I?
I wanted those Transformer watches.
Remember those watches you get that had a calculator on it and you had to take it off for the math test?
Oh, yeah. I thought I was slick with that shit. Then you realize, you know, it's crazy. You think you're slick about it, but like, I mean, but like when you think back, it's like kids have been doing this since the dawn of time. You're not the first person to think this shit up. It's almost like, hey, why not take these keys and put them in the ignition and turn it? And yeah, that's how you start the car.
You should hang around kids. They think every idea they have is the first time anybody's thought of shit.
Bro, they think they're so smart. And you're like, dude, I've been your age before. I was actually more creative than you with your getting over on people and things. Trust me. I had to do it without the help of a computer. Okay? We, Gen X, were the last great ones at this shit. We didn't have computers to help us or the internet. We just pulled it off. We used our brains.
Fucking
we were out there we were wilding in the streets until we got thirsty, and then we had a garden hose to drink from. That's how that went.
Bruh.
Maybe it was ours, maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, that's true.
You know you were drinking at somebody's hose at one point, looking around like, I hope they don't come out while I'm out here, but I'm thirsty. Shit.
Dude, Randy's dad had this fancy-ass hose. It was just like industrial hose from like super rubber. And that water tasted like shit coming out that hose, bro.
But you drank it in those hot New Orleans summer days.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do?
That's probably why you're bald now.
Randy gets a shout out. Matt Wilson's gonna love that one. Randy made an appearance. It's been a little while.
Randy's never too far away.
Dude, Randy. I've never met Randy, and I feel like I know him. Does Randy go to the Wildcat shows, Hopper?
No, he used to. He used to be our timekeeper.
We got to get Randy to the next show. That's a BTT show.
I think he bought the ring belt.
No way.
Yeah, like a million years ago.
Wow.
It's the same ring belt.
That's nice. All right, so that was part one. Before we get out of here, just a quick shout out. If you want to listen to The Clash, the only place you can do so is by going to tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's Clash 21 coming up in a couple of weeks. That's tinyurl.com. Actually, I say a couple of weeks. It'll be next week. It'll drop the day after part 2 from November 14th. Again, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Not only will you get this Clash, you get all the 20 before that, all the pay-per-views we've covered before that. You get the NWA Power shows, ECW shows, the World Class shows. All that stuff is available on Patreon, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. And Doc and I and Lance and I have done almost all of the episodes of Dark Side of the Ring from this past season. That's
been a good season
right now.
Yeah.
Been a really good season. Harper, before we get out of here, I did want to shout out because I forgot to do this at the beginning of the show. Matt S., thanks for becoming an annual patron. Very much appreciated. But Harper, Doc and I were talking about the Chris Adams episode. Did you see it?
Oh yeah, we saw it.
What'd you think?
I mean, Tiffany's like, what the fuck's wrong with that guy? It's like, he was a fucking drunk and he's had fucking mental problems. I mean, pretty much, right?
Did you tell her I knew him?
Yeah, I told her the story about him kicking a guy in the face outside the bar on the West Bank.
Yep.
Must be nice.
Dude was wild, bro.
He was one of my favorite world class guys, man.
Hills, yeah.
You ain't alone.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Iceman.
Yeah.
Mama Doc was like, hey, them Von Erichs are all right, but I like that Chris Adams.
Yeah, Chris Adams, Iceman, the Missing Link.
Johnny Mantell.
Yeah.
Had you heard the story about him ripping off Rod's hairpiece before?
No.
That was the first time you heard that?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a true story. I mean, the way James
I'm
told it
surprised
is...
they didn't just hit him up.
Hit Rod up?
Yeah.
No, brother. I've talked enough about it.
I mean, he knew, like, he was around Chris during the dark years, like the dark years of Adams's life, like before he died. So yeah, I mean, he would have been a good. But so was James Beard too. So
yeah,
but the story was close to what Rod says. The only difference, I was telling Doc this is, so here's a spoiler because we did talk about this on the Patreon show. Rod says that he doesn't say Chris purposely did it. He does say Chris was not in a good headspace. He was in a bad time of his life when he did it. And Rod does say that Chris eventually called him and I guess apologized and whatnot.
Sorry.
That's still pretty freaking vicious, man. Rip a man's. Yeah. I mean, he basically had a Stanfield pelt on his head.
Right.
And Adams just yanked it off in 209 stitches, I think is what he said.
Yeah, it's like, man, I'm sorry, dude. I was drinking Zambucas, bro. You know, like how I get when I drink that shit.
Yeah, buddy.
Dude, they got at my favorite grocery store. They got like the little bitty ones you get for like $1, like the little things of liquor. They got a 10-pack for $5 of that. Zambucas. Yeah, I'm like, man, if this was 20 years ago, I would have filled a whole basket full of that shit.
What is it?
Now you got to go.
What are you saying? What is that?
Tell him, Doc.
It's a liqueur, right?
Yeah. It tastes like minty.
Okay.
Come
on,
Mike.
Sounds riveting. I mean,
no, it's anise flavored.
Okay.
ANISE.
Zambuca.
All right. Yeah.
What?
Where's this story going?
Nothing. I'm just saying, dude. $5 for 10 of them. If I was
That's a good deal. That's a
I
good
know.
deal. We're trying to pass on the savings to our listeners, and you're over here.
Harper said, if I was a wino, bro, I can't tell you're not. Anytime you're buying Rolling Rocks out of there or them tall boys for 50 cents a bottle.
Bro, they haven't had beer in there in forever.
What's going on, man? People so depressed lately, they're getting drunk and the beer doesn't make it to the salvage store?
Instead of beer, it's all liquor now. It's these
Really?
crazy gins and like scotch and wine. And I was like, I said, bro, when y'all getting beer again? I don't know. And it's been probably since like fucking Christmas since I've seen fucking beer in there. It's been all these like crazy gins and whiskeys and like cheap wine, shit like that.
That's what happens when everybody's broke from sports betting. They got to wash that shit down.
FanDuel.
Fucking DraftKings.
Repossess my Silverado that I paid $100,000 for, and I still got $50,000 to put on. Fuck.
Did we talk about this off the air, Harper? The promos you were cut. Yeah, it was off air when Harper was on a tirade. We were on the phone and he's talking about people who spend a lot of money. And he's like, bro, I don't know where they get this money from. And he's like, I was talking to this guy. I know. He's like, bro, you can afford anything as long as you can finance it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So he's talking about this dude who's got this, I don't know.
this
$500,000
big ass fucking boat that's probably damn near $100,000, and he's got about $100,000 truck with the lift kit, the whole 9 yards. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And he's like, bro, you could own everything. Fucking, you could own anything if you got good credit, man.
Bro.
I'm like, I don't think it works like that, though.
No.
Well, no. So this is where the discussion led. So Doc, you know, I mean, like, only thing I got is a mortgage, bro. I ain't got no debt, and it worked. I worked hard to get to that point, and so I'm like, bro, I'm telling Harper, I go, do you know if I had, you know, multiple car notes, a boat note, a mortgage, credit cards, bro? I said, I already don't sleep. I would never sleep. I'd be staring at the ceiling fan at night, like every night.
Yes.
Bruh, I wouldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sleep. Anyway, we were having that discussion, and Harper's like, the guy's like, bro, you could just finance it. You can have anything you want. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm just not wired that way.
I'm not wired that way at all. I'm always scared something bad's going to happen.
That's because something bad's usually going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't want people to think when I say this, like I'm not better than anyone who lives like that. My point is, it took me a long time to only have like basically one debt, which is a home. And in those days, I'm almost 50 and I'm just at that point. Those days before that were miserable. Okay. Like, life's hard. I don't need it to be any harder paying thousands upon thousands of dollars for a boat note, a truck note, a car note. Man, bruh, piss on that. I'd rather freaking walk like I'm, in a self-propelled car like Fred Flintstone than pay high vehicle bills. If that's how you live, man, knock yourself out. It's your money. But Harper was just telling me this story, and I'm like, bruh, I would be up all night if that was me.
Yeah, fuck that.
Anyway. All right, anything else before we get out of here? We've been shooting the bull long enough.
No, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, Harper, well, hit the tagline. Let's roll.
Book it, bitch.